This goes out to all the women in the world, especially her. You know it don't even matter your age, don't even matter your color. Your fellas, I ain't forget about y'all. This is for everybody that like things. Just listen to what I'm saying and do it and take a chance. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put yours, then I put mine. Then we can dip down low and roll and grind. Just get on the floor like I said before. Y'all remember that down low. Just put a little dip with it. Now roll those hips with it. Pop it, push it, rock it, roll it. Can't control it, I come hold it. It's all in fun, so take a chance. Just get on the floor and do that dance, y'all. I know you like it, so don't try to fight it. Turn around, baby, let me see you from the back. Yeah, I like it like that. Get up now, roll those hips. Drop down, double up on those dips. Freak nasty, wanna see, can y'all do it right? I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put yours, then I put mine. Then we can dip down low and roll and grind. Back again with the second verse. It's all clean, so I'm not gonna curse. Drop a bass like a bad habit. Love all women, cause I gotta have it. Coming at y'all in stereo. I'm riding that thing like a rodeo. Hang on, baby, cause the ride is rough, and I got my girls in the front. Now and later, just bumping that rump. Raise it up, let me see that brown. Slap it, girl, make it jiggle around. Round and round that rump goes. Where it stop, yo, no one knows, yeah. Freak nasty, wanna see, can y'all do this right? I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put yours, then I put mine. Then we can dip down low and roll and grind.
Well, all right, y'all. All right, y'all. If you ain't dipping, you must be tripping. If you ain't doing it down low, got to go. Got to go. To the people that moving slow, that moving slow. Yo, DJ, pump it up some more.
It's off to the show in a limo. Before the show, I gotta get that dough. Pay them girls what they work. Slip that money under that skirt. Take it off, baby, let me see. You might get a little more Lucci. G-string, having oh so much fun. Playing inside between them buns. Shorty got it going on like Marvin. Teasing me and she know I'm starving. Lick you up, then lick you down. I ain't finished, girl, turn around. Lick you up and down your back, cause I'm that freak, I'm freaky like that. Freak nasty, wanna see, can y'all do this right? I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put yours, then I put mine. Then we can dip down low and roll and grind. I'm setting it off to another level. You digging freak nasty without a shovel. This is my world, I'm just a squirrel trying to get a nut. So what's up, yo DJ? When the party's getting slow, join this jam and watch that flow get taken over like a 94. When I have the whole world getting down low. New Orleans born, ATL living. Freak nasty is what I'm giving. My juice is sweet like Georgia peaches. Women suck it up like leeches. It feels so good, you must admit you like this. Shh. Yeah, y'all know the song. So come on, won't you sing it? I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hand up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip.
All right, chat. How's everybody doing tonight? How's everyone doing? We got Artistic Layman with us tonight. How's it going?
Hello, Beglov, and how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm 43 now, as of yesterday.
Oh, congratulations on making it this far.
Yep. I don't know. I didn't think I'd live this long. Yeah. Hadn't exactly been living a safe lifestyle for a lot of those years. So. Oh man. You know, I don't know. Dudes get like more melancholy, I think, on their birthdays, but self-reflective, you know. I know 40 kind of hit me hard. 25 hit me hard. Everyone says 30, but like 25's the one that the first one where it was like, oh fuck. Like life's just going by, isn't it? You know, like are you vacuuming there, Luke? What's going on?
I guess my PC is just going overdrive because I'm playing a
Okay.
game. So I'll put that on the screen
no.
here.
That's okay. It's not like my laptop doesn't sound like it's fucking taking off from time to time. But no, 25 hit me because 25 is the one where it's like you're not a kid anymore by any stretch. You know what I mean? Like if you're a fuck up at 22, nobody cares. Nobody thinks anything. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But when you're a fuck up at like 30 or 40, people don't have no patience for it anymore. At 25 even, they're like, what are you doing? You should have your shit together. Well, folks, if you want to get me something for my birthday, the Amazon wish list is down below. But yeah, I'm 43 this year. I'm old enough to have seen the Iraq War twice. See all that dumb shit happen again. That's cool. No Windows. I really don't want to update to a shittier version right now. Thank you, though. Now's
not the time.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll force it later, but now's not the time. I don't know about you, Luke, but I have no fucking idea how this war's going. This is one of the most censored wars in modern history. I don't see shit from like anybody. I know bits and pieces. Like I know we blew up a fucking girls' school. That was cool, I guess. Fucking launched a Tomahawk missile right at a fucking elementary school full of girls, apparently. That's a legitimate military target, I guess. We lied. We said we didn't do it, but we did it. Turns out we did it. I can't keep track of all the stories. Initially the war would be over really soon, and then we haven't yet begun to fight, and then there is no war, and now today Trump says we won the war. So I guess that's good news. We won the war, Luke.
Oh, excellent.
I don't know what the prize we won other than $5 a gallon gasoline is, but we won, I guess. Can we stop now? The Strait of Hormuz, the Strait of Hamas, the Strait of Hummus, whatever the fuck it's called, that's still closed off. The Iranians still closed that off. We totally won, but we weren't able to get that open. That's cool. That's cool. Forney came in here last week, and to his credit, he gave certainly a much more compelling argument for the war than anybody in the government has. But I really wasn't buying it, and I'm still not buying it. I'm still not really seeing what this did for anybody. I don't know. Maybe it's going great. I don't know. I really don't know. Man, you're getting no information. I feel like our government would be bragging about more shit if they had more shit to brag about. I don't think Pete Hegseth seems like a very humble man who plays things close to the chest. That's just my assessment. Luke, I sent you a clip of Pete Hegseth from 2018. It's in your Discord DMs.
All right.
He's talking about like rebuilding the third temple and shit.
Let's see if I can get this sucker up here.
We're gonna.
Pete had said yes. The third temple. Here we go.
Cool. Let's see if we can bring that up.
Here we go. No.
I mean, at least we won, though. Today we won. I don't know what we won, but we won something.
And there's no reason why the miracle, the declaration of Jerusalem as the capital was a miracle. And there's no reason why the miracle of the reestablishment of the temple on the Temple Mount is not possible. I don't know how it would happen. You don't know how it would happen, but I know that it could happen. The very sovereignty of Israeli soil, Israeli cities, locations, is a critical next step to showing the world that this is the land for Jews and the land of Israel. Take your action do what needs to be done here in Israel, because I truly believe this is a moment where America will have your back. The declaration of Jerusalem is the capital.
I don't know, Luke. I feel like this maybe is me. Maybe I'm being a cuck here. I don't know. But I don't really think that a guy who wants to usher in the apocalypse should be in charge of the military.
Yeah, those never proven to be useful military tactics.
Yeah, I don't really know if that's something I want. I really know if I want to end the world because I saw it in the Kirk Cameron movie. Is really somebody that should have any power at the end of the day. You know, a couple months ago, I kind of like seeing Pete Hegseth because it's like, oh, we're rebuilding the military and we're going to bring back standards. And he kind of was low-key talking about getting girls out of combat because he basically said, you know, if you can't meet the same physical standards as a man, you're out, which, I mean, like at least 99% of women can't do. You know, it's possible that a woman could meet the same physical standards to become a fucking Navy SEAL, I guess. I kind of doubt it. You know. But hey, there's 8 billion people on the planet. You know, there's all sorts of freaks. But I was always weary even then because I'm like, we're rebuilding the military for why? For what? For what reason? Because, you know, my most unpopular opinion, I think, and I have a lot, or at least I should say my most unpopular opinion that I'm willing to say out loud. Our founding fathers debated whether we should even have a military, like a standing army, that kind of thing. I grow more and more convinced as I get older that the wrong side won that argument. You know, there were a lot of our founding fathers that thought, you know, a military is just going to become an unofficial fourth branch of the government. The warrior class becomes parasitic. That's the nature of things. And I mean, they couldn't even have envisioned, you know, the Industrial Revolution and the military industrial complex that would eventually come of that. You know, their eyes were, hey, if we're minding our own business, an armed populace is more than enough to secure our fucking, you know, safety and liberty. I kind of wish we'd have gone with that. I don't know. Yeah, you're told from the time you knee high that, you know, oh, the military fights for our freedom, but I sure as hell haven't seen any actual examples of that. Certainly not in my lifetime.
There's an old adage in history that war is the health of the state, and there's nothing healthier for the state than justifying a war.
Yeah,
someone's got to make all that money, train those soldiers, and send them off to killing people. Good grief, I hate sounding a leftist.
I don't know, man. You know, I mean, it ain't like the leftists actually believe that shit, though. Because, I mean, what do they do when they're in power? You know, did Obama make good on all his fucking end the war promises when he was in power? When the Democrats swept the Congress in 2006, did they end the wars like they promised? No, fuck no. Democrats right now aren't even really against the Iraq war. A lot of their bases. But in power, no, they're not. A couple of them give lip service to it because they want to get elected, but that's about it.
I mean, it's always been like that way for them. Like they'll posture about being left, but they actually solve the war. I mean, it's like, I wish I had the words to say it right now, but the left will always protest something only if it gets them elected, but they'll never actually solve it.
Yeah. I mean, I saw somebody, Gavin Newsom, actually put out what were a couple of, to his credit, pretty funny memes shitting on the Iran war. But, you know, a bunch of people under it were like, yeah, everybody's anti-war when they're not in power. Yeah. I mean, Trump was elected to end this shit. Trump was the first major Republican outside of, I guess, Ron Paul, who went out there and said, no, the Iraq war was stupid. It was stupid. It made us less safe. It made us poorer. People died. Americans died because of it. What was the point of it? Yeah. And I mean, he pushed the Republican Party in that direction. And I don't know, man. I didn't forget that.
How can we?
I don't
I mean,
understand this grifting mentality where it's like I got to suck Trump's dick. Like he's not my fucking boyfriend. Okay, like I don't understand this mentality. No matter what. I got to be loyal to him. You got to be loyal to him. That's another thing I hear. What about the loyalty to Trump? I don't know, man. What about all those January 6ers that were left rotting in prison while Trump was president? You know, what about them? I think he finally pardoned them, like at some point here in the second term. Where was the loyalty then? Where's the loyalty to the people that got you elected? Like the Fox News crowd didn't get you elected, Trump. I know that 90% of Sean Hannity's viewers support the war in Iran. Of course they do. They didn't get you elected, all right? In fact, they hated you when you first burst onto the scene.
Oh, yes. We haven't forgotten.
Voted for you once you had nominations because they will always vote for the Republican. No, the Alex fucking Alex Ross, the Alex Joneses of the world got you fucking elected. Okay? The people that listen to Alex Jones and Joe Rogan got you elected. You know, the people that were more or less right wing, but basically politically homeless, got you elected. Independents got you elected. That's the reality. People that learned the lesson from the Iraq war got you elected. People like me that, not to suck my own dick, but never had to learn that lesson because I was against it from day one, got you elected. Well, I got to be loyal to him. I don't got to be loyal to the guy that started a war in Iran for no fucking reason.
I understand the mentality, though. I think it started back from Barack Obama because everyone was defending Barack Obama. He was the second coming of Christ. And then all of a sudden we get Trump and he's like basically the opposite. And everyone on the right feels like we have to defend him because if we don't, we'll get Barack Obama again.
Well, I also get like you want to give your guy a certain amount of benefit of doubt and all. But like, I don't know, man. A lot of the benefit of the doubt fucking went away with the Epstein shit.
Oh, yeah. Even now, we still have no progress on that topic.
Well, I mean, the only fucking guy in Congress, Massey, who's trying to push for it. Trump was trying to get primaried out. Trump is trying to primary Massey out in favor of a former never Trumper. Like, you know who MAGA is right now? MAGA is Lindsey Graham and Mark Levin. That's who it's become now. I'm not on board with the Lindsey Graham and the Mark Levins. I never have been.
Now there are only speakers now because we effectively pushed out anyone who was a
Hillary Clinton is praising Trump's fucking Iran policy. You seen that?
Of course she would.
Like at what point do you look around and be like, oh wait a second, what are we doing over here? I mean, I was pretty disappointed in Trump when he didn't put that bitch in fucking jail like he said he would. Chat says Forney hates Massey. Well, I believe it's kind of personal with Forney. I don't want to tell tales out of school, but I believe it's a little bit more personal. But no, a lot of the fucking MAGA people hate Massey because he's going off the reservation. He's questioning things. And people hate that because it fucking shines a mirror to you at the end of the day. When you're selling out, you really, really hate the guy that refuses to. Chat says Massey is open borders. Yeah, Massey is terrible on the border. I don't defend him on that. And arguably, it is our most important thing. So I would have strong reservations against voting for Massey for president based solely on that. I'm glad Massey is in Congress. I'm very glad he's in Congress. Especially when Trump wants to start dumbass wars because his son-in-law told him to or something. I don't, we replaced the Ayatollah with his son. I guess that's cool. I don't know. I don't think this war went well. I don't think it went well at all. Chad says, is he hoping the war will provide enough instability to where it opens up an opportunity for a civilian uprising to overthrow the regime in Iran? I don't know, man. See, I don't think there will be a civilian uprising. I could be wrong, but I think civilians are a lot less inclined to support the outsiders that blew up a school full of girls. That would be my take on it.
I guess people are not in the mood of, it's willing to destroy the Ayatollah as long as it frees us eventually at the end. I guess they're not of that mindset.
I don't know. Maybe. Who knows what the fuck's going to happen? I just don't see a lot of good fucking outcomes.
I've given myself a timeline. If we're still in Iran for the wrong reasons in 5 months, that's clear evidence that didn't work.
We might be getting out. I will say that I think we might be getting out because I called this early on. One of the saving graces with Trump is that he quickly loses interest in shit. He doesn't have the strongest attention span, and especially when his heart's not in it. Right now he's declaring victory and wants to get the fuck out of there. And I mean, that's not even necessarily a good option. It's just the least bad one we have.
Yeah, see, he has a private sector mindset. If it's not working right away, he's like, yeah, this is stupid. Why are we doing this?
Yeah, again, especially when his heart's not his heart's never been in these sort of things. He gets talked into them because he always surrounds himself with bad advisors, because he always surrounds himself with whatever weasel will kiss his ass. Chat says, hey, Chris, there's a guy in Portugal who does some excellent Sega Genesis repro carts for a very reasonable price. Why don't you treat yourself? I've gotten some repro carts off Etsy over the years. Like some different Sonic ROM hacks, for example, on carts. That kind of shit. Some games that are really, really expensive, I still want a physical copy, so I've gotten repro carts. I really hate when collectors get mad about that. Oh, you have bootlegs. It's like, fuck off, man. I want to play Little Samson on the NES, and I'm not going to spend $800 to do it. Suck my dick. You shouldn't spend $800 to do it. You should be happy that someone out there is stamping out more Little Samson carts for the NES so more people can play it. We'll just play it on emulation. I don't want to. I want to hold a fucking NES controller in my hand and play it in a fucking NES, okay? I want to do that. Or it might get mistaken for a real one and bring down the value of mine. You should have paid $800 for the fucking cart in the first place. Eat my ass. Collectors fucking suck in every hobby. And I want to preface that with the statement that, like, I understand collecting because you love something and you want to preserve it and that kind of thing. I get that. I like collecting to the extent that it preserves a thing. I like it to that extent. But the speculators that I bought it because it's going to be worth something someday, suck my dick. Okay?
That was always a bad idea.
Like, suck my cock. You are trash. You are the reason Youngblood sold millions of copies in 1992. Okay? You should seek Canadian health care. Chat saying, cough, pat the NES Punk. I'm very much pointing out, pat the NES Punk. Oh, you got a bootleg copy. I hope all your copies turn out to be fake, Pat. I hope somebody breaks into your home like a fucking ninja and just replaces all your stupid NES carts with fakes. Perfectly working fakes, but fakes.
I didn't buy the game to play it. I bought a game so I can sell it later. Like, what do you think this is? Investment? They're games. Have fun with them.
Yeah, play it. Physical media is a great source of preserving things. It really is. And it's a great source of actually owning a copy. Because you know what's cool about my bootleg copy of Little Samson on the NES, Luke?
What's that?
I could sell it. I could sell it. If I wanted to, I could sell it. I could get a few bucks for it easy. It's easily 20, 30 bucks worth. Like, that's what a store, I guess, would sell it for. So, like, you know, give me, I guess, 10. I don't know. I will give Pat the NES Punk credit that I do adore that NES guide he put out. Like, full bios and reviews of every NES game made in North America in a beautiful hardcover. God bless him for that. Chat says Pat's doing low effort streams now. Well, I can't fault him. I'm doing a low effort stream. So
I'm eventually going to do low effort streams because there's just not a reward for it. So my last Marks video took me like weeks to make, and it has gone only a fraction of the views.
Yeah,
of course, it could just be the disparity between the first video and the last video, but I don't know. I like to think it should be even the same all around.
You know the other problem? YouTube is fucking brutal with ads anymore. I used to like to play long form YouTube videos to fall asleep to, just some white noise. And now there's only like a couple of channels I know of that can do it because they're not really monetized. The other ones, like, okay, you get ads interrupting. I swear to God, it's got to be every 3 or 4 minutes now on some of these videos. Like, that's worse than network TV was back in the day. And what's worse, there are all these stupid long ads that you can skip after like 10 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Well, what good does that do me if I'm rolled over trying to get to sleep? I woke up to some weird, creepy AI voice the one night when I was falling asleep to, I don't know, some long form horse shit. You know what I mean? Like somebody reviewing every Spider-Man game ever made or something. And I wake up like an hour later because this like AI voice is like disturbing me and fucking with my dreams. It's a fucking like novel called like Vampire something or other. And it's a fucking AI voice reading it, and I'm pretty sure an AI wrote it. And so like my dream has this weird voice talking about vampires in it. And because my subconscious does not want to just accept the creepy robot voice as fucking background noise. It's triggering that hindbrain. It's triggering that uncanny valley where it's like something is wrong.
I actually have a YouTube subscription.
But that commercial was 4 hours long, Luke. You can skip it after 10 minutes, but it's 4 hours long.
There are some very interesting advertisements on YouTube over the years. Like when the Lego 2 movie came out, you know what one of the advertisements was? The whole Lego movie. They actually had the whole Lego movie as an advertisement on the YouTube videos.
They did that with Deadpool 2 when Deadpool with the first Deadpool when Deadpool 2 came out. I don't mind that at the beginning.
Yeah.
Do not interrupt my video with an ad I have to skip. It's the fucking worst, man.
One of my favorite ones was around election time, and I don't know what the company did this, but before YouTube videos, there were like some Sesame Street style animation, like little videos, and they said we all really love our neighborhood except Larry, who doesn't vote. And I wish I could find them on YouTube somewhere. I want to find them and share them. I can't find them anywhere.
I get the video, the ad sometimes, and I've tried to find the actual video to it, where this guy's talking about having a porn addiction, and it's like a Christian charity or Christian ministry that will supposedly help you quit your porn addiction. And he talks about like for 3 to 4 hours a day, I would watch porn, and I'm like, what do you mean? Like what? I hear this a lot from the so-called porn addicts. I guess this is gooning, edging, we used to call it back in the day. But what are you doing? Like, first of all, if any of you losers actually got a real girl, you'd blow her away with your fucking stamina. Like, my God. Like, just she'd be begging you to come. She'd be like, please, for the love of God, it's 3 a.m.
So you're saying that even girls have a limit?
Yes. Even girls would be like, yeah. But no, I'm like, what do you mean you're doing it? And then to me, I'm like, see, that's just an addictive personality. That's just like you just have deeper issues even than the porn. Like most people, if they have a porn habit, it's you look up a video of like two redheads munching each other's boxes, just hypothetically, and
hypothetically,
you go to town, and then you feel bad about it, and you move on with your day, like the end. Like you're not there for 4. Who has that kind of time? You could watch like 3 movies, 2 at least. Be mostly done with a 3rd one. Oh, I got a Discord message. Let me see if anybody wants to hop in. That's not a Discord message, I don't think. That's a political ad.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, it was just Undertow saying happy birthday. Yeah, 43. How about that? Getting old, Luke.
Is 43 the new 33 now for our generation because we're kind of behind on everything else?
I guess, man. I don't know. I mean, there's nothing like, I'd like to be married. I don't want to have kids, so I'm not worried about that. Yeah. Like, yeah, there's stuff I want to do and all, but, I still got time, more or less.
That's what everyone keeps telling me at my age, too. Like, yo, you're young, you have plenty of time. Like, to do what? What am I going to do?
Well, there is one thing that it should motivate you, maybe even haunt you. And that's like, somebody says, like, what would you do? Like, what would you give up to like turn the clock back? Like if I could make it so like it's 2002 again, you know what I mean? And I'm 19 again, but I have all these, I have this consciousness, you know what I mean? I have this 43-year-old mind and memories. Like, what would you do for that? What would you do to go back to that? You know what I mean? And then it's like, now realize like in 20 years, you'll feel that way about now. Especially as you're getting older, you realize like there'd be that time where you just give anything to go back to what you are now. You know what I mean? So, something to motivate you, I guess. Or make you feel guilty for wasting all the opportunities the good Lord gave you. Either way, I don't know.
It's hard to say because all the moments I've gone through made me the person I am today. So what do I do? Like, without them, I wouldn't be where I am. I wouldn't be contemplating the changes I would make.
Well, yeah, that's with the caveat, with your memories now, I guess, just reset the clock and then you do the same dumb shit over again. Maybe you have a vague memory of what you did, but then you do different. That's the other thing. I honestly believe that if I could, like, if I had the genie and I'd be like, okay, make it 2002 again, but I have my memories, and they'd be like 20 years later, I'm like, wow, I did completely different dumb shit. I fucked it up in whole other ways, maybe even worse.
True.
I might be 43 again and go, oh my God, what did I do? This is so much worse. I saw a man walking to Chick-fil-A. I got some Chick-fil-A after I went to the comic book store today, as I often do on Wednesdays. Saw a man walking to Chick-fil-A, looked to be in his late 20s, early 30s. Had a smoking hot redhead wife. Good for him, right?
Good for him, yeah.
Had 3 redhead daughters under the age of 10. Oh my God, dude. Thoughts and prayers. I cannot.
Aww.
Luke, I am getting a headache imagining what this man's house is like. And then in like 5 years, when they're all teenagers, you got 4 ginger girls syncing up. Oh my God, you poor son of a bitch. I just saw him walk in with these girls, and they couldn't have been 2 years apart from each other. Like, you know what I mean? Like 3 of them are 4 years gap between the oldest to the youngest, probably. And I'm just thinking, like, man, the bro couldn't pull out of a driveway, but God bless him. It seems like a lot.
He was just trying to be. He had to get busy right away, and he didn't think about it.
He's trying to repopulate Ireland, apparently. There were so many Mennonites in the fucking Chick-fil-A today. Mennonites are weird. Like people, I don't think a lot of people understand. Like, so like they're not Amish. Like they have modern stuff, but they're like imagine the strictest fucking person you've ever met in an evangelical church, and then crank that dial up a little bit more, and you got a Mennonite. And the weird thing is when they're out in public, like the dudes dress like normal, like a little conservative, but like, you know, a polo shirt and jeans, you know, a belt tucked in and all that other stuff. But
of course,
you know, they don't look out of place. All the women are dressed like they're auditioning for Little House on the Prairie. Like they got their big flowing dresses. It was almost 80 today. They got to be sweating. They got to be fucking clam bacon in there. And they got the little frilly hats that look like the stupid hat that Ben Shapiro wears.
Interesting how that works, though.
Dashing Rogue says liquid assets are the problem. People who are way too liquid for their own good when it comes to finance. They're the people who ruin these hobbies, the Magic the Gathering and collectible markets. Yeah, I saw like there's like Spider-Man and Ninja Turtle cards for Magic the Gathering, and I saw one of them advertised, and I almost wanted to get the Ninja Turtle one just because of the little tin that came in looked so rad. But it's like $45 for the whole thing, and I'm like, all I want is the tin. I can't justify that. But also, I don't even know how to play Magic. I've had friends since the 7th grade, different friends over the years, that have been super into Magic and have tried to teach me how to play. And every time they do, my brain just goes like meow, 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 meow. Like my brain is like, we are not recording this information. We're not going to do it. Like, we refuse. We're deleting all of this immediately, overriding it completely. We're not learning this. No. I don't understand why I react to Magic the Gathering the way a 1991 jock reacts to any nerd shit. I'm like, you fucking queer, get it away from me. Like, I had no time for it. I'm like, do those cards come with a tampon for your pussy? Like, that's how I am with the animus too. I'm like, you know, oh, you should watch this anime. And I'm like, yeah, okay, fucking nerd.
Oh, did you ever see that How It Should Have Ended with Weird Science episode?
No, I did not.
Well, you know how it ends with the Weird Science. They have this scene where they're trying to make the girl with all the different weird stuff, and all of a sudden the jock pops in like, "What are you doing here? We're trying to make a girlfriend." But dude, you know that stuff doesn't actually work, right? You can't just put all these stuff together and actually pop a girl out. Don't know how science works.
I love that not only makes a girl, but she's just a genie. She just has magic powers. Like, whatever. I will freely admit I love the hell out of that show. I think the show's better than the movie. I actually discovered the show first. It was just on USA, and I just...
Oh, yeah, me too. I never heard of the movie. Like, I guess I was, like, family friends were babysitting me and my brother when we were watching, hey, let's check out Weird Science. Like, what's this? This is cool. Let's play this some more. And then it was the episode where there's something resembling the Predator was, like going to kill them. And so they have a game where they have a challenge where they're playing, like, foosball or something.
I remember watching that show. My dad was like, "Oh, this was the movie," and he showed me the movie. And again, I actually think the chick in the show was hotter. Like Kelly LeBrock definitely had a more smoking body because I think she was some sort of athlete before she was an actress, like gymnast or something like that. But I definitely think that Vanessa something was her name in the show. I definitely think she was prettier. She was in the movie Kingpin, which was like this bowling movie with like Woody Harrelson. And she was also in this movie. I can't remember the title of it, but like there was this guy who like he was dating that chick, and then he cheated on her with a chick that turned out to actually be a literal demon. And at the end of his life, he's dying and going to hell, but he makes some deal where he could save his soul if he goes back in time and doesn't fuck it up with this chick. Oh God, I'm trying to think of that movie. That's gonna fucking bug me. I'm gonna look it up. I gotta look it up now because now it's gonna bug me. I'm like half remembering this fucking plot too. I'm saying it out loud, so my phone's probably already bringing me a fucking clip of it. Okay, first let's look up this actress's name. I think it was Vanessa something. I want to say Vanessa something. She was so smoking back in the day. Chat says she was also in Spies Like Us, which is as a cute Soviet chick. Oh yeah, that was one of the lesser Leslie Nielsen's movies. Weird Science show, cast and crew. Come on, where's the cast? Come on, I don't want the writers. Why would you think I want the writers first? Who you fucking
They're more
kidding?
important. They're more important.
I mean, kinda, but like they're not the face of it. You know what I want first? The cast, okay. Vanessa Angel, that's her fucking name. Now let's look up her fucking movies because I want to remember that fucking movie's name. She was apparently also in Baby Geniuses too. Oh my God, she did not have a good career, did she? She was in Stop or My Mom Would Shoot. She is not in a lot of gems. She's apparently still acting. My gosh.
Huh.
She was in Censor Addiction, which I've never heard of from this year. Sins of the Preacher's Wife. That sounds like a porno. Come on. It's gotta be something from the early 90s. Spies Like Us. She was in, let's see, she was in three episodes of Baywatch. Good for you, I guess. She was in some Murder, She Wrote episodes. Come on, what was that movie? Another Chance. There it is. Another Chance. Okay. Let's see how much of the plot I remembered here. Okay, so this movie, Another Chance, is hang on. When was it? From 88. Okay, so I remember I rented it because I saw her on the cover after I'd gotten into Weird Science. John Ripley, a soap star and playboy, falls in love with Jackie, a cover girl for his agent Russ Wild. After losing her, he realized Jackie is the best thing he ever had and embarks on a long journey to recover. There was like a demon in it. No, don't give me that shit. Soap star and playboy John Ripley was bouncing from bed to bed when he met Jackie. Beautiful, blah, blah, blah. Oh, come on, there was like the fucking devil in it somewhere. I know there was. It's literally on the cover is a fucking chick that's like a demon. You are not telling me all the plot here, movie. I know there's some supernatural shit in this. Like literally on the cover, there's the one chick that I know there was. Don't lie to me. Fucking lying to me, movie. Okay, you know what? We're gonna ask Grok. We're gonna ask the AI if it could give me a fucking synopsis. Now, sometimes the AI does make shit up, like not get things wrong, make shit up. We talked about that on here before. But let's see. Give me a plot synopsis of the 1988 movie Another Chance. Give me a full plot synopsis. I know it's riveting content, isn't it? As I try and remember a movie I saw when I was 12 that I just rented because I wanted to jerk off to the girl in it. Which I did do, but it was also another movie. Okay. Yeah. Successful playboy. Okay, so he's dating a good girl. Old habits die hard. John can't fully resist temptation to cheat on Jackie. She catches him in a compromising position. Okay, that ends the thing. Fallout is swift and severe. Johnny's career implodes. He loses his job in a soap opera. He hits rock bottom. Let's see. Here we go. John awakens in the afterlife, facing judgment. He finds himself in hell, or at least the gates, pleading with St. Peter for redemption. St. Peter grants him another chance at life, but only on the condition that he truly reforms, wins back Jackie's heart, and proves he's capable of commitment and monogamy. I knew there was some like supernatural elements in that. At least according to Grok, which never just completely lies to me for no reason.
Who plays St. Peter?
It was right there. I didn't look. Chat saying it was 1989. IMDb is saying 88. I couldn't tell you. I certainly didn't watch it in either year. It would have been like 94 or 5. I rented it. So. Chat says I was about to say maybe she's in adult films. No, you're thinking of the chick from Boy Meets World, Maitland Ward. Dude, I remember when we were on here live the one time, and Luke, I think it was you that found it, where you're like, former Boy Meets World star is now doing porno. And I was like, if that's Topanga, sign me up. Like, I will end the stream now because I have things to do. Like, here is my checkbook. Write down any amount on this, and I will pay it. But no, it was just Maitland Ward, who I honestly do not remember from Boy Meets World. She was Maitland like dating the older brother's friend or something, so I don't think she was a very major character. Wikipedia says 89 on that movie. Okay, well, I'm just telling you, IMDb said 88. All right, so, don't look at me. I didn't say 88, all right? I don't know. It could have been 89. I literally only rented it because the chick from Weird Science was on the cover and I saw it at the video store. I do remember thinking the movie was pretty good, but I was also like 12 or 13, so I was probably easy to impress. Chat says it could have started production in 88. I don't know, man. I don't know. Couldn't tell you. Illustrator apparently has the full movie on YouTube. That's awesome. I do remember it being pretty good. But I'm giving you a very tentative recommendation, as it was the fucking very blurry memories from 30 years ago as I watched it when I was 13, and I was stupid and I didn't know anything. So Chat says could be. I'd never heard of it before. Yeah, I don't think it was a big hit by any stretch. I don't think our girl Vanessa had a lot of fucking big hits. Doesn't look like it. I did love Weird Science though. I remember when I first discovered it was Weird Science and Duckman was on right after it. God, Duckman was so ahead of its time. Duckman was so good too.
Still is, honestly, because we still haven't learned any lessons from it.
I felt like I was going to have all these things to say about the Iran war, and it's like, I don't. I think it's stupid, but like, I don't even know how it's going. I don't think any of us do. I really don't.
So half the sources say
maybe it'll be like that Family Guy episode where they were in Iraq and they're like, democracy just kicked in and it's totally westernized. Maybe that's what's happening right now. For all the fuck I know, maybe that's what's happening right now.
Half the news sources say it's going as planned. The other half are saying it's a complete disaster. So coin flip at this point.
Chat says she had huge hits, large pendulous hits. Well, she was hot. Luke's got some pictures of Maitland Ward up there. That's nice. She is a hottie. I'm not gonna lie. I have perhaps seen some of her more adult-oriented films too. I can either confirm nor deny that. Oh man. They're pushing more of this anti-porn shit where you got to put your fucking ID in the internet. God, that's so stupid.
We never learned that. We never learned that either. It's always being pushed by the idea of, we have to protect people from but you do know it's going to cost you privacy and your identification online, right?
Yeah, it's like, well, the kids can find it online, and I'm like, kids shouldn't be online at all. Let's be clear, all right? Like, porn is one of hundreds of reasons that a kid shouldn't be online. All right, this shit rots their fucking brain. No.
But to be fair, compared to social media, pornography is probably the only healthy thing online for them.
It's probably more healthy than social media. It's probably more healthy than Cocomelon.
Oh, jeez.
Like, no, we're not. No, don't put your kid online, period. I don't want kids on the internet. First of all, it rots their brains. Second of all, from a purely selfish standpoint, they shit the place up. So I don't want them on here. How about that? We should just, like, if you're a parent and you're caught giving your kid an iPad, you should just be in the stocks and get to throw eggs at you. Like it's fucking, like it's 1692 or something.
We're not tolerating this anymore.
Just in the town square, and we get to throw rotten fruit at you. Like, that's the internet protection bill I want. Any parent putting their kid online in the stocks for a day. Like, oh, I'm not allowed to look at titties because you don't want to raise your kid. And you know what else? This is the other thing. Like, oh, we should just ban porn. I know we've had this discussion numerous times, so let's have it again. There's so many reasons that's stupid. Number one, define porn. Now, I know you think, oh, well, I can define porn. You know, if you're looking at a video of Janet Mason licking Alice Green's asshole, that's porn. Just hypothetically, just as a random example. That would be porn, right? I think we can all agree.
Right.
Okay. All right. But, like, let's get into the weeds. Is Playboy porn, Luke?
Technically, yes.
Okay, so let's say it is.
I mean, to be a broad...
Let's say it is, because there's a lot of people who would say that. All right. Is Maxim porn? Now, some of you young kids don't even get the reference. Is Maxim porn? Because, like, Playboy's rated R, but Maxim's rated PG-13. You don't see any nipples. You don't see the butt crack or nothing like that, Luke. It's very tasteful. Now, you could crank your hog to it, trust me. But is it porn?
Well, the general definition of pornography is things made with the intent of arousal, and Maxim is not technically made for arousal, but it kind of is.
Is a sex scene in a movie porn? What about Wild Things? In the movie Wild Things?
Maybe.
Okay, so Wild Things, absolutely great movie. There are some scenes in there that I assure you could crank your hog to very easily. Is it porn? Now, I happen to think Wild Things, the titillation aside, is a very, very good movie. And I think the titillation absolutely serves the purpose of the plot. But you could definitely crank your hog to watching Denise Richards and Nev Campbell make out in a pool. Easily.
Right? That reminds me. You ever seen the movie History of Violence?
I think so, yes.
There's a love scene there that gets very awkward and almost pornographic, but it later on, that very similar scene is played by in a situation because the character kind of has a hidden past and a split personality, and so that's where it emphasizes the difference. But when you see the first scene, like this kind of feels a little pornographic.
Now, wherever you would draw the line, right? You'd be like, okay, well, we're not going to have the video of Janet Mason licking Alice Green's asshole. We're not going to have that. All right. Okay, fine. You ruin my fun if you must. But let's say we find a line supposedly, but like you find a line. Do you really think the people in charge are going to have that same line?
Nope.
I saw just a month or two ago, I was hearing an old interview before he died that James Dobson had with Tony Perkins or something that they were playing. Just to give you a hint of how old it was, Game of Thrones was the big show on TV at this point when this interview aired, because he brought up Game of Thrones and said it was porn. Now, I haven't watched Game of Thrones. I just never got into it at the time. And now I've heard that the ending shits the bed so badly, don't bother. But
Yeah.
a lot of people were into it. A lot of people loved that show before it shit the bed. And yes, that show had sex scenes. It was HBO. They show titties. They show flaccid dongs. Only flaccid ones. You're only allowed to show flaccid ones. Don't know why. Whatever. I don't know. I wasn't in charge of HBO at the time. Couldn't tell you why. But the point is, they do. If you like titties, you probably like seeing them. If you like flaccid dongs, if you're a groiper or something, I don't know. You probably like seeing them. Whatever. Point is, there was a show a lot of fucking people liked.
Yep.
And they didn't like it just because they were beating off to it. They might have beat off to some scenes. I don't know. That's their business. But that's not the primary reason they liked it. They liked it because of all the fucking drama and fantasy and whatever. Winter's coming, blah, blah, blah.
And the horrifying sadism involved too. That was actually a very recurring theme in the show.
Yeah, it's from what I hear. Point is, people liked it as a show. And James Dobson wanted to come around. If he was in charge, if he'd have been in charge at that point, and he'd have been like, no, you're all not allowed to watch this because it bothers me personally. And I bet you a lot of things that a lot of us enjoy probably bothered James Dobson personally, and probably bothered to this day the likes of Tony Perkins or Jack Hibbs or the rest of these Zionist cuck moralizing faggots. So you got to think, if you're like, okay, well, we should ban porn because it's bad. Again, that's not even a good argument when we're in a fucking free society. The government is not supposed to be banning things because they're bad for you generally. But whatever. Okay, fine. You think it stops there? Because I assure you it doesn't.
It will not. They will use every inch they'll turn to a mile.
And I don't want everything to be fucking pure flicks. All right, I'm sorry. I don't want to watch David A.R. White and Kirk Cameron movies all the time. That's not for me. Chat says the government will allow anything as long as it's taxed.
Oh, yes. The government will not, like, everyone says, oh, the government finally learned about marijuana. No, they just want the tax revenue.
So the chick one of the chicks I dated that was a former pro dom, she was made tons of money. The other one was kind of just a former like FinDom chick and just fleeced guys online. But the first one was like real pro. You know what I mean? She actually incorporated her fucking business, Luke. I shit you not. I shit you not. Her fucking business was incorporated. And she said at one point it was a consulting firm, and at one point it was a party planner firm. And she's like, well, I'm not lying. And but the one thing she said to me, the Thought LLC, but the one thing she said to me is, generally, you'd be amazed what you can get away with as long as you pay your taxes.
Yeah, that's what Al Capone got in trouble for. He could do whatever he wanted, but we got him on his taxes. That's what we can do.
Uncle Sam's the ultimate pimp, all right? As long as you got his motherfucking money, he gonna generally leave you alone. Let's get out on that boulevard and make me my money. But yeah, that's why I will never support a porn ban. Okay. And also, it's not the most Christian thing in the world to say, but porn isn't nearly as bad for you as Christians say it is. It's not. It's not particularly good for you, sure. And certainly if you're gooning to it for 4 hours, I would say you definitely have a problem.
Yeah, you got problems. You got problems there.
But frankly, there's very few things you should be doing for 4 hours a day. But whatever.
Aside from working and paying your bills, of course.
Yeah, it's probably not something you should be doing. I would advise against it. But it's like a junk food for the soul or for the mind, really. A little bit of it ain't hurting anybody. It really isn't. It's terrible to say that. It's the truth, though. I'm not going to avoid saying what is self-evidently the truth because it fucking doesn't fit into people's little boxes neatly. You know, nobody got fat because they had one fucking Milky Way bar once in a while. Okay. Like if you don't generally make a fucking self-destructive habit out of things. And even if it was bad for you, like there is absolutely no way to ban it without utterly destroying what is left of free speech and privacy on the internet. Like that's the cold hard truth.
It's like the sad truth about trying to make the laws that ban adultery and fornication. I mean, there's literally no way to enforce that unless you rat people out.
Yeah, unless you have the bedroom police. Again, you know, is that what we want? We want to have people going door to door, checking everyone's buttholes for cum or whatever? Like, I don't want to live in a world like that. There's some people that do. Some people seem very enthused to live in a world like that. Not me. You know, just because I never watched Game of Thrones doesn't mean I think it should be taken away because it made James Dobson's pussy hurt.
It's just like that one scene from Penn Teller's BS, or it's like he goes on this rant about how he didn't want to go see Lord of the Rings. Like he went to first see Lord of the Rings, and I hate it, but I didn't want it banned. I just didn't see parts 2 and 3. That's all. That's it. I didn't. But that's not good enough for some people. If something is bad, it must be bad for higher moral reasons.
Every time I see one of these like fucking Zoomers with a fucking anime account going on about banning porn, I'm like, no, we should ban anime. It's clearly done a number on your fucking mental health, bud.
And
you're a grown ass man. There's a lot of girl avatar.
And as someone who's watched a lot of anime, I can see there are a lot of clearly pornographic things in it. Oh. I mean, people have actually defended that there's actually a show, there's actually an anime where the main characters are reviewing brothels and sexual experiences, and they say, "Oh, this isn't hentai, it's anime." Like, no, this is clearly pornographic. This is clearly hentai.
I remember we got a hentai from a fucking my one girlfriend and I at the time from that one porno shop, and it was the weirdest fucking thing in the world. Like there's like this fucking rape orgy at one point where these soldiers are raping these chicks, right? And they just, as they're panning over the scene, there's just a naked pregnant woman squatting, taking a piss in the background for no apparent reason. And I'm like, all right, cool. Fuck it. We either nuke these people too much or not enough, but it clearly wasn't the right amount. All right. Well, we've gone on for about an hour. I think we're going to wrap it up. But first, let me check on Super Chat. Oh my God, I didn't even get to the article I wanted to read. Look, let's read the article first before we wrap things up.
Yes, please.
I want to read an article by Shoe on Head. We're going to do it, Luke. We're going to read an article from Wig on Thought because goddamn if she didn't nail it. This article is entitled, "It's Time to Talk About Evangelical Wakanda." And I will put a link in the fucking chat if y'all want to read along. So she says, about a week ago, our government had the "That's So Raven" premonition about that Iran was going to attack Israel. So we went ahead and attacked Iran. Now we are in some bullshit war on behalf of Israel. No, really, that's what happened. Despite the Pentagon saying there's no proof Iran was going to attack, it came to us in a dream. Source, we made it the fuck up. When all this initially popped off, one of my first tweets about this was, quote, "It's actually crazy. A bunch of people in our government don't know how to read the Bible, so now we worship a foreign country that was created 80 years ago." Many people were confused as to what exactly I was talking about, so let me explain it simply. There are many reasons stated for this war given to us by the supporters of it: China, Russia, Iran being 2 weeks away from having a nuclear bomb for the past 40 years, bringing democracy to Iran, blah, blah, blah. But there's one other factor I feel is not getting enough attention. Many people in our government who believe in literal doomsday prophecy about Israel. No, I am not joking. Lindsey Graham, Pete Hegseth, Mike Pompeo, Ted Cruz, Mike Johnson, Mike Huckabee, Paula White Cain, and many others who believe a massive world war centered around Israel will bring Jesus back. They want this. This to them is the good ending. We'll all be saved. The Jews will convert to Christianity. Great. Love that for them. Unfortunately, many Americans and people all around the world will die in a nuclear holocaust. Not great, bad even. I'm not going to read the whole article, but like she really gets into like dispensation. Like she says here, this is called dispensationalism, a branch of Protestantism that became popular in the 20th century. Basically, their goals are Jewish people return to the land of Israel. Israel becomes the main character involving in a massive war. Global destruction called the tribulation occurs. Armageddon happens. Jesus Christ returns. And she posts a lot of people, a lot of like evangelical girls that are like, "Oh, this is so great." And she's not wrong. Look, dispensationalism is a doomsday cult. Like that's pure and simple. We got into this pretty big last time. You know, we both covered our views on the end times and all this other shit. And while on a lot of levels, I don't disagree with a lot of dispensationalism. Again, I don't have very strong feelings on the end times, but you know, all that model kind of looks like, I guess. But you got to look at the fruits sometimes. And while I don't particularly understand the leap between Israel will play a part in the end times whenever that happens, and we have to support the government that Jeffrey Epstein worked for, I don't understand that leap, but they all make that leap. So at some point, you got to look at the fruits of things, and the fruits of dispensationalism have been bitter as fuck. Oh, America is blessed because we bless Israel. Luke, I don't understand how these evangelicals believe that, because don't they believe that for the past 80 years, we've been in constant cultural decline? So in what way are we blessed? We're blessed with what? Trannies in the bathroom? Where's the blessing?
Oh, with that last a good ending line, I have to play this clip. Hopefully it'll play.
Congratulations, my little cattywampus cucumbers! You picked the good ending! Or you realize you'd rather stay with me than go back to that pesky old macroverse or whatever we decide to call it. I knew you'd make the right choice.
Whatever may or may not happen with the Jews in Israel after the rapture, I don't know. I don't even know if the rapture is a real fucking thing. It's certainly not explicitly in the Bible. There are hints to it, sure, but it's not explicitly there. But the point is, as I said last time, the Jews are not God's people, God's chosen people, not according to Christianity. Those who are in Christ are God's chosen people.
Amen.
You know,
we're not being, and to all the people out there, we're not being anti-Semitic. We don't want Israel's genocide off the face of the earth. We're just saying, no, we are all God's people. All those who believe in Christ are indeed God's people. That's the point.
And I don't owe Israel anything. It's not my obligation to defend their existence. They do not have a special right to exist above and beyond what any other nation has. Period. They do not have any special rights above and beyond what other peoples have. Period.
As far as I know, like the only political justification for Israel is a political position as a kind of political shield from the elements in the Middle East, which are also simultaneously causing it.
Yeah. You know, Forney likes to say that, Israel is our vassal state and we control them. And I mean, I guess there could be an argument for that if we actually fucking controlled them, but it certainly seems like the tail's wagging the dog.
Even with the strings attached to the money we give them, because the money that we give Israel is required to be spent on American goods, but I don't know if that really helps us anyway.
Yeah, I don't believe, you know, if your theory is that blessing Israel results in your country being blessed, well, we've tested that theory out for about 80 years, and I don't think it's panned out. I'm sorry to tell you. Like I said, according to Christianity, Jews are lost, as anyone else is who rejects Christ. Full stop. I don't know what to tell you. They don't get any, there's no special privilege. A Jew that has rejected Christ is no less lost than a Wiccan or a fucking atheist with a banana up his ass.
Oh, you have to have more respect for the Jew at that point.
So yeah, I think that the Zionists are definitely on the back foot. I think they're definitely on the defensive, especially even in the church, in ways that I've never seen in my lifetime. I think the fact that every one of these Zionist cucks, your Jack Hibbs and your Greg Lauries, has to constantly be on the defensive about it. They didn't have to do that 10 years ago. They didn't have to do that 5 years ago even. They have to now. Even within their ranks, people are like, wait, no, this isn't biblical. This doesn't make any sense. I don't, gas is $5 a gallon now. I don't want to do this anymore.
The Jews appear to be under the curse of God. So we all know that in the Bible, God promised a land to a group of people who would eventually become the Jews. It's this pretty irrelevant patch of land in this vague region here. The thing is, that promise wasn't unconditional by any means. As we read in Leviticus 18:28, that the land spewed not you out also, when ye defile it, as it spewed out the nations that were before you. And later in Leviticus 20:22, ye shall therefore keep all my statutes and all my judgments and do them, that the land, whither I bring you to dwell therein, spew you not out.
One clip I'm trying to find.
I recall within the Bible itself, and even within extra biblical history, the Jews have been repeatedly thrown out of Israel, only to reclaim it back multiple times.
I think about 6 times. I recall when I was reading through the Old Testament. Like, I'm pretty sure this happens at least 6 times.
But just in the Bible, and I believe there's extra biblical historical sources that cite at least 1 or 2 more times. I think, if memory serves, I could be completely wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Who cares? Point is, once it's past 6, who's even counting at that point? Like, what's one more?
But of course, the thing is, when I'm discussing this with political people, the kind of people who I would normally agree with are people who are completely insane politically. I mean, they're like communists and anarchists and Marxists. I almost feel like I need to defend Israel just for that reason.
I get it. And like, I'm much. Here's the other thing that sucks. I'm seeing the Catholics and the Orthodox gain a lot of grounds because of what kind of fools the evangelicals are making of themselves. And I don't like that, because Catholicism isn't real Christianity. It's not the real gospel. It's a works-based salvation. It's a false gospel as far as I'm concerned. But worshiping a foreign government that Jeffrey Epstein works for is also a pretty false fucking gospel. I don't like the damage to the cause of Christ that these Zionists are doing right now. Now, look, God's a big guy. He can take care of himself. I still don't like it. I don't like seeing it. It's upsetting. Because they're absolutely making fucking fools of themselves right now. And like I said, I don't like it. I would be like, stop. It's time to stop. You're making the Catholics look good here. So yeah, I naturally agree with evangelicals on a lot of things theologically, not so much culturally and politically, but a lot of things theologically. I mean, I'm not a literal creationist, Luke, and I am agnostic when it comes to the end times, and I don't think we owe Israel anything. That's about the extent of my real theological differences with the evangelicals. The rest of it I would call more political and cultural differences.
Yeah.
So I'm much more in line with them than any other kind of branch of Christianity. But they're wrong here. They're very, very wrong. And they're wrong in a way that is very destructive, both to the cause of Christ and both to this nation and possibly world peace as a whole. Like, it's terribly, terribly wrong. I'm sorry, but when you're in a doomsday cult, you're wrong. When you're trying to bring about the apocalypse, you're not the good guy by any stretch of the imagination.
I mean, the apocalypse is the left wing's job. Their job is trying to bring the perfect society on Earth, which effectively is the end of the world. Why are you trying to be like leftists? It's so stupid. Here it is.
Deliver them to be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth for their hurt, to be a reproach and a proverb, a taunt and a curse, in all places whither I shall drive them, and I will send the sword, the famine, and the pestilence among them, till they be consumed from off the land that I gave unto them and to their fathers. So what's this saying? If the Jews are on the wrong side of God, then there will be a great diaspora where there will be Jews in every nation of the earth. And will this be for their benefit? Will this be so they can have a nice fun time? No, it will be for their hurt. The point is that they will suffer and be persecuted and be hated. I mean, what does it say? A reproach and a proverb, a bad example. People will look to the Jews as an example of the types of people you don't want to be like. A taunt and a curse. Just to be called a Jew will be a bad thing. Like Eric Cartman from South Park is out here fulfilling biblical prophecy.
Oh yeah, well you're a stupid Jew. You're a Jew. Shut your goddamn Jew mouth. Good job, Jew. Stop Jew. You're a Jew. You didn't Jew. It's Jew. You. Jew. 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 Jew.
And later,
Oh.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't like seeing real anti-Semitism. I know I'm going to sound like a cuck here, but in general, I don't really think you should hate somebody based on an accident of their birth.
Racism bad. Racism bad. We get it. Racism bad.
I generally don't approve of that. Now, look, that doesn't mean you don't engage in pattern recognition. That doesn't mean you don't acknowledge that different groups of people tend to have different characteristics. Fine. But at the end of the day, we all are individuals. And as best as you're able to, when you're dealing with people, you should treat them as individuals and judge them as individuals. I think that is something a Christian should do because each of us stand before God as an individual at the end of our life. You know, now you're either standing before God covered in Christ or you're not. But the point is, you do so as an individual. Your sins are your sins. Your salvation is your salvation. I can't be saved for you.
Yeah, and which is the point that C.S. Lewis makes as Two Players again, that we should never fall into the trap that individuals are more important than nations, because only individuals can be saved or damned, can be sons of God or food for the demons. So
yeah,
trying to
a lot of moralizing Christians like to talk about the soul of a nation, the soul of America. But I got news for you. That doesn't exist in anything but a metaphorical sense.
And it's also true for the Christian nationalists too, because they seem to be under the impression that if we get the leaders of the world to become Christian, that would make the nation Christian, therefore save the nation. No, I'm pretty sure the individuals have to voluntarily convert to that point.
If my people who are called by my name would humble themselves and pray, I will heal their land. Now that indicates that there's a certain percentage, maybe it varies, but a certain amount of the general saved people in a land that knock it off and God heals their land. It doesn't have anything to do with, electing the right president, whatever. Those things may be a result of healing your land, but you don't put the cart before the horse. And yeah, with the soul of a nation and the soul of a community and all this other stuff, I have a soul, an actual soul. You have a soul. Everyone listening to this has a soul. I happen to think that stupid little dog downstairs taking a nap has a soul. But a nation doesn't have a soul. It's an abstract concept. It's a thing we made up. It's a useful thing we made up, but it's a thing we made up. It doesn't have a soul any more than Spider-Man has a soul because it's not real in any real sense. It's a thing we made up. Again, a useful thing we made up, but a thing we made up. And in a million years, it probably won't fucking exist, but I will. You will. My eternal soul will. So yeah, I don't like to see a lot of this anti-Semitism in a lot of ways because I don't think that, it's not Mel Brooks's fault that Israel is lobbing missiles at people. Okay. It's not every Jew's fault. I just don't apply any special treatment to them either. Now, yeah, people tend to pendulum swing. So, yeah, I bet there's going to be a lot of backlash in the next years. And I bet it's going to be ugly. And I bet a lot of people that really didn't do anything are going to catch some shit. I'm sorry. I wish that wasn't the case, but it's probably going to happen. I sent a DM to the Anti-Defamation League on Twitter, by the way, when they were asking for suggestions on stopping anti-Semitism. And I said, have you all ever thought about knocking it off? Like, I'm just trying to help. Have you all ever thought about just knocking it off? That might help. I feel like it would help. Well, on that note, I'm going to check for super chats, and then we're going to call it a night. And if you do want to support the show, streamlabs.com/thebeckloff, paypal.me/thebeckloff. Let's go ahead and check, see if we got anything. Doesn't look like we do. People don't want to do it now that it doesn't pop up as much, but there's not a lot I can do about that yet. So there is also the Amazon wish list down below. If you want to buy me some of the dumb shit that I like, that would be great. Let's check PayPal real quick. I think somebody sent something after we went live last time, so I do want to read that if it's on here. Yeah, it's nothing this week, but somebody a week or so ago said, James, I'm not going to say the full name. He said, you're a Negro, as in knee, like on your leg, and then grow as in to grow. Also, your Streamlabs doesn't let me donate. It's why I'm using PayPal, cunt. Well, thank you very much, James. I think I know which James that is, but... All right, chat. That's about it for tonight. We'll be here next Wednesday, 8 p.m., God willing. And hopefully Trump really has declared victory and moved the fuck on.
Here's hope. Here's hoping.
I don't know. Like I said, I can't imagine being a paid shill right now, because how could you even keep up with this? The war is almost over. The war is just beginning. There is no war, and also we won the war. So there's the good news for tonight, I guess. Chat says, didn't see Bloodshot #1 on the Amazon wishlist. No, you did not. But there are some things on the Amazon wishlist I would enjoy. All right, chat. That's about it for tonight. I want to thank everybody for listening. Beglov out.